It's a 22-foot boat. I've been exposed to the boat thing from sailing mostly. Some of my earliest memories are of sailing with my mum and dad, being out at sea with no engine, just the sails and stuff. And then I started to think about maybe finding a sailing boat that could be used for sailing, for going up rivers and for going out at sea, and that was pretty much my plan. So that's what it is. Westerly 22, built in 1964. By far the toughest part of living on the boat is not having a working toilet. Being here more permanently means you interact with everyone. A lot of people are here because they want to move away from kind of the control of living in London, living in England, anywhere. We're the most watched country in the world. I hate being watched all the time, you know, and so to be on the river is great, and that is a part of the feeling with a lot of people here. They just want to get away from it a little bit. So I brought the boat down from North Wales on the back of a trailer, and it was 24 hours of driving there and back. I just put the boat on the river. I had to pass a boat safety examination, and then I had to pay for a licence, and I had to buy insurance. My rent at the moment is about 450 quid, and I've swapped that for 450 quid a month for 500 quid a year. Got my duvets in there. That actually goes right up to the front. That's a table there. Old style hurricane lanterns. They run on paraffin, and it just changes the vibe in here, you know, like you have all your mates over and everyone's laughing and joking and stuff, and then everyone goes home and you put your paraffin lights on. Suddenly it just goes so relaxed, so chilled out. This stove is the original 1964 gas stove from the Westerly 22. Works really well, and there's a grill under there for toasting and grilling whatever other food. Slide it under, fried eggs here, baked beans, toast, done. You switch that on, and then you've got different lights, bilge pump, the radio, the VHF radio, and then a little 12-volt charging system here, which is just what I use to charge my phone. Day to day, it's really different, but everything's simpler here. I don't need a hoover because the carpet, I can just pull the carpet out, shake it off outside and put it back. I don't need a fridge because there's only 2 of us here. I've got a cool box with some milk in it. Don't need to set my alarm because I wake up when the sun comes up pretty much anyway. If it's warm, I'll just open the hatch, and then in the evening it just feels like a bit more of a retreat. How's it going?
It's going pretty alright.
People have gone transatlantic. First guy to sail around the world single-handedly, I think he was the first guy, a guy called Sir Joshua Slocum, and he did it in a 30-foot wooden sailing boat. It'd be pretty cool, huh?
It's a great way to live in London. Summer is the best time to do it. You know, you come by the canal, suddenly it's not like you're in a massive, huge world city anymore. It's a narrowboat, which means basically all narrowboats are 7 foot wide. Anything wider than that is referred to as a wide beam. They're usually about 10 foot in width, but they can be up to like 14, I think. 14 something. I mean, you can't get any wider than that, otherwise you wouldn't be able to get it through the locks. And it doesn't go that fast. I mean, the maximum speed these things can do is like maybe 8 miles an hour. And it's basically a really old diesel engine, so when it fires up, it's really loud, makes a lot of smoke. So you got your engine, you got your batteries all in there. So 1 starter, 3 leisure batteries, 12-volt fuses. I mean, this cost me 40 grand. So
that's all?
Yeah. Whilst I don't know what the average house price in London is now.
How many square feet?
Well, it's 7 foot wide, 70 foot long, so 70 times
490.
7. There your maths is a lot better than mine. The most difficult thing I found is, I guess, time. I mean, that sounds a bit kind of esoteric, I guess, but it's kind of like everything takes a really long time on a boat. Toilet's probably the biggest the biggest issue for boaters, because at some point you've got to get rid of it. All your electricity comes from the batteries. The batteries you need to charge up. So
Do you have any solar panels?
Yeah, I got the solar panels, which I put on the roof, and they work. They're amazing. They work brilliantly. Everyone's friendly on the canals, whether it's other boaters, but also, you know, people just walking by. You know, in the city, like, no one will ever say hello when you walk past or that kind of thing. But suddenly, as soon as they come down to the canals, everyone suddenly starts doing that. You're basically living your private life, but in a kind of public arena. So the water kind of kicks in every time you turn the tap. It lights just like a normal one. So there you go. So yeah,
okay, I see.
So that comes out, and then you got like a little double bed. It's generally just really pleasant. It's really laid back.
Yeah.
Most people I've met have been, you know, really not. Yeah, it's fine.
I keep my boat at Boston Harbor Shipyard and Marina, aka Harbor Arts. We're in the water. The water line's just about right here, so my feet are below the water line. From where we are, you've got sweeping skyline views from Charlestown to the Seaport District and the Harbor Islands, and there's no other view like the view from East Boston. The marina's awesome. There are a ton of like really cool liveaboards. We all get along, and we, you know, every night after day's work, we get together and, you know, share war stories and sip on some rum or whatever, and it's a good time all the time. You know, on really, really cold nights, it can get down into the 50s. I have electricity from shore power. I'm, you know, not on a mooring because that would be insane. This is his toilet. I'm composting, which is the best way to go if you're on a boat. This does not smell, is not a mess. It's self-contained in this tiny little thing, and it's the best. I built this door out of old barn board from a barn that was destroyed in Hurricane Irene. It's a little barn-style door. What other people do is they have ropes going under the boat, and it pulls a shrink wrap down, and then they shrink wrap over a rope that goes around. We took blocks like this of 1x3, and we bolted them to the tow rail all around the boat, and then to that we screwed in strapping all the way around. So now, you know, these blocks are like, you know, staggered. You have this mini fridge, which is just the right size for a single person. Between this bulkhead and the nav station, there's going to be a cabinet that fits here, and above it I'm going to store like whatever, towels. This will be used for dry food storage, rice, beans, whatever in there. I'll have a place to put my dishware and, you know, some other stuff back there. I'm going to have a bigger sink. You won't really know what you need to build out as far as storage until you start living on a boat. This boat was not originally designed for liveaboard. This boat was designed for cruisers, you know, going out for a 1 or 2 day trip. So you could sleep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people on this boat when I bought it. But I don't need that. I needed a little apartment that floats. It's because I want this to feel like an apartment. This is going to be my bedroom. It's perfect size for me. Re-insulated, so I tore off all the old, disgusting 70s wall carpet. Eventually it's going to be wood panel all the way around. I'll have a little TV right here, a shelf back here to store some stuff. It's perfect. So I own this boat. It's my home, and I can take it anywhere in the world. It's just really on adventure all the time. You have to be a lover of adventure if you're going to live on a sailboat. That's for sure.